Hey everybody, I know I've been gone for a little bit. In the last episode, Claire had that interview with the lady, I can't remember her name, and where she talked about her rape from the guy who got penned, commissioned, whatever it is. That was a great episode. Let's see. Frank was stuck in a room because of the anthrax or whatever, the powder scare. Frank 2.0 was busy collecting votes and whipping people into shape. I love her. Oh, and Lucas was up to stuff. Oh, God. Please don't let him end up, like, dead. Oh, they're trying to get him in jail. Shit.
McGinnis happened in college. The abortion happened 5 years later.
There aren't any medical records.
None at all.
We specifically made sure.
Every article and column mentions you. If we offer nothing, we can't shape your image.
I made it very clear I don't want exposure. When we have something new to say, we'll say it.
Would you like to discuss?
The currency manipulation suit which you have filed against us in the World Trade Organization. It's important that it looks like America forced us out, not that we gave in.
Well, I'll need a little more time so that I can brief the president.
I'm here for as long as necessary. However you would like to communicate, I leave that to you. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Fay.
Hey, are you sure you want to do this?
I understand the risks.
What do you think you do?
This isn't the first time I've been in danger. You think you're badass because you're on some vigilante anarchy kick? At least I have the balls to put my name on the work I do.
You've never faced 100 years in prison, you self-righteous prick. Most of my friends are locked up and rotting away because they poked the bear one too many times. Why? They wanted to expose government surveillance, the PRISM program, embezzlement, abuse, fucking torture, lies. You're a journalist, who gives a shit? We're fucking soldiers. It's personal for me now.
I know he's trying to get justice for Zoe, but like...
We've had some great luck with the endowment.
Well, my husband didn't get much recognition while he was alive.
That's
I was
the doctor.
so thrilled when Planned Parenthood asked to name a fund after him.
Well, we're thrilled that you're open to it. Did Dr. Marbury perform an abortion for Claire Underwood?
No, he did not.
I know for a fact that he did.
That is not true, and I would like you to leave now.
Forgive me, Mrs. Marbury. I haven't been entirely honest with you. My name's Seth Grayson.
I don't like this guy.
I don't work for Planned Parenthood.
How do I know you work for her? That you're not just some right-wing fanatic who wants to destroy...
Because I wouldn't have done you the courtesy of paying a visit. There would have been an army of satellite trucks at your door instead of me.
Well, I won't tell anyone if that's what you're worried about.
I believe you.
And you just admitted to it.
Did your husband keep records of any kind of who he assisted? Anything at all? Notes, unofficial records?
He kept a journal.
Do you still have it? No. I need to take this with me.
Can't you just take out that page?
Someone finds this with pages missing. That could raise eyebrows.
There's 60 years of his life in there. From when we met until he died.
And do you want 6 decades reduced to one night in August? 25 years ago?
Put some clothes on.
Forget your clothes. And I quote, "You sure you want to do this?" And I quote, "I don't have a choice, but you do." What the fuck do you think you're doing?
I've seen you before on camera.
I swear to God, he kills this
Please
guinea
put it
pig and
down.
I'm done with this show.
I have a pet too. His name is Gavin Orsay. Sit. I said sit.
Is that what you need me to do?
Quiet. When I say fetch, you fetch. And now we are going to fetch Lucas, just like we discussed. If you try to bite my hand, I will put you to sleep.
I know this isn't the first conversation you've had about sexual assault.
We've had a very open dialogue with the Congresswoman for quite some time.
Open is one way to put it. I think the Joint Chiefs have tolerated my concerns.
To be fair, we've been quite responsive. Over the past 2
The
years
Congresswoman
alone,
has expressed her frustration to me.
Thank you.
That there's still room
Talking
for
over
improvement.
people.
Mrs. Underwood, if I may. We didn't know you'd be attending, Mrs. Walker.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Continue.
There were those who said the same of racial integration.
Integration didn't change the core operational nature
But it
of
did prove that the military could shape its own evolution.
Absolutely. But in this case, civilian oversight is not the answer.
My husband is a civilian who oversees the military. Are you suggesting that civilians can offer no guidance in matters like this?
Forgive me, Mrs. Walker. I didn't mean to suggest that at all.
Then maybe you should listen to the civilian sitting across from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Raymond.
You are, Frank. I'm simply here to facilitate, not negotiate.
And yet you continue to have private conversations with Beijing's supposed emissary.
Listen, Frank.
Are you prepared to trust Mr. Fang's word over mine, Raymond?
No one is doubting your word, Frank.
Well, if Fang is truly representing his government's interests,
Then why is he telling Raymond one thing and telling me another?
how do you explain the bridge falling through?
Well, he personally profits from a free-floating currency, just as anyone would who's in business with him, such as yourself, Raymond.
Frank, stay put for now, but don't contact Fang. And that goes for you too, Raymond. I don't want any more back-channeling until the bridge is revived. And Catherine, you communicate directly with me.
Yes, sir.
We're done here.
I've spoken to my husband.
Doug told me. Thank you for fitting me in today.
Is that it?
August '86.
Why should we trust you?
There was evidence that Connor didn't make this appear. I could have taken this to Us Weekly and bought a new house. Instead, I brought it to you.
And why didn't you apply when I was interviewing candidates?
There's no point. Willa doesn't like me. I intimidate her. That journal is my version of a resume.
Well, Willa's a good judge of character because I don't like them either.
Or extortion.
You tell him that you're bringing me on board to help with the workload. He stays on with you, I cover your husband. Connor will hate working with me. I'll arrange a job offer elsewhere in a few months. By the time it comes in, he'll want to move on.
Either he's going to be her
Here's what I
stamper
know.
or he's trouble.
How are you doing?
You following the news?
Is it bad for us or good?
Could go either way.
I'm here if you need me.
I'm back tomorrow. I love you.
Love you too.
Sabotaging the negotiations.
And you're using them for your own personal ends.
Wrong. It's taken me 7 years to convince the Standing Committee that this was the right course of action.
A course of action that will earn you and Tusk billions.
Why did you want this meeting? Just to attack me?
To send a message to Raymond. The President of the United States and I are not his puppets. Now you tell him that.
Fine. The bridge deal is dead. There will be no saving it.
Stick a knife through its heart and put an apple in its mouth. I won't shed a tear.
Your president will ascribe the failure to you.
I'll take the risk.
Think strategically, Mr. Vice President. You're setting us on a very dangerous course.
Did you or did you not meet with Fang last night?
Where's this coming from, Raymond?
Answer the question,
I have not contacted him since you and I
Spoke, Mr. President, just as you instructed me to do.
Not according to Fang.
I believe you were also instructed to avoid him too, Raymond.
He reached out to me. I just answered the call.
We had clear, prearranged terms, Frank. Months of back-channeling.
I am on the front lines, Mr. President, and I can tell you firsthand that we are
Dealing with a regime that is not being forthright and will seize upon the faintest whiff of trepidation. This is a test. See how far they can push us before we break.
There were two mistakes, both of them mine. The first was allowing you, Raymond, to enlist one of your business partners for these talks.
I was simply trying
And
to...
the second was enlisting you, Frank. Instead of clarity, we got miscommunication. That's poor diplomacy.
Mr. President, listen.
Oh, I've listened to both of you, and all I've heard is accusations. Now, if neither one of you will take responsibility, I will. We're pulling out. And it's not because you suggested it, Frank. It's because you've made such a mess of these negotiations that I have no other choice than a show of strength. You both disappointed me. Greatly.
Mr. President?
The president has left the call.
He hung up on you.
Raymond, are you still there?
It's the first time he's ever hung up on me.
In 20 years.
Oh, I feel for you. Goodbye, Frank.
You wanted to see inside one, right?
Yeah, that would be great.
Don't do it, dude.
Go ahead.
Power goes down, some natural disaster hits like a storm or an earthquake. What exactly?
On the ground.
No, no,
Right now.
On the ground.
Sit on the ground now.
I just heard we got Lucas Goodwin.
Fucking A, Lucas. Damn it. I'm very not happy that Lucas got arrested. Like, damn it. He's just trying to... So... Is that it for his story then? Like, he's in fucking prison now. What about Gavin? Is he gonna have like a change of heart and do something maybe? Oh, this sucks. Tusk got hung up on. But I will see you very soon for the next one. I hope y'all are having a good Thanksgiving. See you in a couple hours.